Sky Squad, we are back in the building, baby. And we got to talk about a couple of things in this reality TV news space that's going on right now. We're going to talk about Xscape. Latocha is clapping back at Kandi. And we got to talk about Melody clapping back at something that Destiny said in a previous episode. So we're gonna get all into the nitty gritty. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so right now. Hit that notification bell button. And again, we will be bringing back the texting community. So I'll actually update you guys with that in just about a day or so. With that being said, let's dive right on in. Now, first things first. Okay, first things first. Let's get into Xscape. Who would have thought that Dressgate would spark the latest Xscape feud? But something tells me that the drama runs a bit deeper than Dressgate. For those of you guys who are not familiar with what's going on, as you guys can see here, Xscape hit the red carpet for the Soul Train Awards, and they also performed at the awards as well. And they look good. You know, three of the members look very much in sync, whilst it looks like Latocha opted for the lead singer look. No, I'm kidding. All the ladies look great. So, you know, there was a question, and our friends over at Reality Chat happened to capture this. And someone said maybe Latocha didn't know the dress code or what the other ladies planned on wearing. Maybe she honestly didn't know. Did y'all think of that? And she is not required to dress like the other ladies. None of them had to dress similar. This is a celebration of Xscape as artists, their longevity, and their incredible music, not about how they dressed. Latocha then says, "Thank you, because they didn't tell me anything. It's more to this than people know." So then Kandi responded and clapped back, as we talked about yesterday. "The only thing for people to know is that you chose to have a separate stylist from the rest of the group. You chose to separate yourself. Do not blame us for that. Stop continuing to put out false narratives." Now, again, as we talked about yesterday, there had previously been some internet chatter about allegations that Latocha Scott was already having issues with the group because of her husband allegedly not getting along with their current tour promoter. We should all probably be seeing this go down on the Xscape reality TV show. It's going to be with Xscape and SWV coming out soon, hopefully sooner than later. Bravo, if you know what's good for us. All right. And so, you know, there was that bit of drama. And then Kandi did let us know that the sisters were beefing when we did our interview with her just about a couple of weeks ago. And so now Latocha is clapping back further. Okay. So Latocha is providing text message proof of exactly what is going on. Now, you guys can see this on her IG stories because it still exists there now. And I first saw this on the Neighborhood Talk, so shout out to them. But it looks like a text message, you know, to Jeremy, the stylist. I'm assuming this may be no IG Jeremy, but it says, "What's the color scheme for the carpet?" And so the response allegedly from Jeremy says, "No scheme. I would just say now black. I would just say now black, just solid color. I think just glamorous and long." And then it looks like she's saying, "I was just thinking cohesive picture, but gotcha. It will be a gown of some sort." So then she says, "This is my stylist asking their stylist, what's the color scheme?" Now, we typically know from social media that Kandi typically works with no IG Jeremy because she's usually tagged him in many photos. So I'm assuming that's the same stylist. So is Latocha blaming Jeremy, the stylist? Is that what's happening here? Or is she saying that this was just some miscommunication? But if you go back to her earlier statement, she says, "Because they didn't tell me anything, it's more to this than people know." So is she saying is she suggesting that, you know, y'all remember how Nene had suggested during the season, what I forget reunion, what season that was, that she showed up and she they were all in white, and it was via Zoom. Was it season 13 reunion? Was that it? I cannot recall. Oh my God, memory escapes me right now. But Nene had said that she showed up in black, and then she immediately went to go change when she saw everyone else in white. And so she had said or alleged that, there was some communication to her that it would be black while everybody else showed up in white. Now, is that what Latocha is insinuating here? It's hard to say. So then she goes on to post this. She says, they were just the Supremes a week ago. I guess I knew about this too, huh? So here she definitely seems to be insinuating that they are indeed not letting her know what's going on. And based on the photo, okay, I'm not sure who posted it or where the video is, but this is what was going on that she was not in on, okay? But then in the most scathing piece, she actually posted a sermon from, I believe, Jamal Bryant, okay?
You're going to remain silent, and they're betting on your silence, hoping that you'll go along to get along. But they don't understand that they've pushed you too far. That there's another side of me that I...
So if you continue on, it basically talks about people betting on your silence, and she says, not this time, and then followed by that IG post. It seems like Latocha is, as the person who says right below her comment says, speak on it. Okay. The person says, speak on it or leave it in the group chat. Oh Lord, the people, y'all listen, y'all, it's y'all that be in the comments that are undefeated. Okay. It goes on to say a little bit more. Just play you guys a little bit more.
Try to keep in submission, but you tried to play me one too many times.
She got some things to get off her chest.
God, y'all ain't helping me tonight, but God says, I need you to know your silent season is over.
Whoop. The girl's about to talk. The girl's about to talk. Speak on it. You better speak on it before Kandi does. Because Kandi will speak, okay? I am sure we're going to hear some follow-up about this, okay? Let's move on to what is going on in Huntsville. We talked to you guys yesterday about Huntsville as well. And Miss Wanda talking about how they was allegedly, she didn't say who they was. She said they trying to cancel Love and Marriage Huntsville. Well, Melody, in a new interview with Color Me Pink, the link will be in the description down below. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the Color Me Pink channel as well for reviews, for content, as well as interviews. Just a seriously dope sister doing her thing. And so I want you guys to make sure you are showing her some love and support if you are not already following her. Okay. And if you didn't know, now you know. All right. And so in this interview, as reported on also by Urban Bell Mag, again, both links will be placed in the description so you guys can, read up if you want to read, and you can watch if you want to watch, because there's more to this interview than just what we're going to talk about. But you guys recall during the Madani event where there was a point where Melody walked out and then Destiny had said something about, the next time you come up into my spot, you better speak to me. I should have kicked you out like you kicked out Letitia from your event back in the day. Okay. And so at that point, I don't think Melody heard anything past that, especially when Destiny told Miss Van to stop pimping her daughter. Now, in the previous episode from this past week, we saw Melody and Destiny not necessarily make up, but at least come to a place where they felt like they could be civil and they could get along and they could be cordial with one another. But Melody says in this interview that was before she heard or saw on TV what Destiny has said to her mama. Now, Melody says in the interview, she says, I felt very disrespectful. I didn't understand because her father was there. So actually, when I saw her father speaking about Destiny, I was like, hey, this was in the midst of some drama that had gotten started, right? And I saw him and I was like, hey, how you doing? I was still respectful to him, even though emotions had been at a high. People had already started going at it and stuff. And so she says, when I saw that, because I didn't hear it, I didn't know what happened because I would have addressed it right then, but I didn't hear it until it hit the screen. So I felt like it was very disrespectful. But then I'm also learning that you can't put something past certain people. And so it's all good. God bless you on your journey, wherever your journey is looking right now. Or she says, whatever your journey is looking like right now, God bless you. And then it was asked, I'm assuming, based on what we see here, um you know the question is really how long she thinks Love and Marriage Huntsville can continue with the current cast and the direction that it's going, because yesterday we also talked about how people were trying to, I guess, do a blackout for Love and Marriage Huntsville, according to Miss Wanda. At least I think it was, or from what we're seeing online, um because of the production choosing to show Mark on the show talking about Miss Van. Melody says this with regards to the current cast and direction. She says, I think that outside of just the things with the cast, the show as a whole, as I said earlier, I feel like there are conversations to be had before filming next season. And in terms of just like the viewers are like, hey, we want the show to get back on track. I think everyone from the executive producers to the executives of OWN, I'm sure everyone at this point is like, we need to get this thing on track, right? And so I think everyone is wanting to see them get back to the main focus as it was. How's that going to happen? That's what she's asking. Again, that's why those conversations have to happen. So we'll see. Wow. I mean, the interview is, even the quotes are very telling. As I was reading some of you guys' comments from yesterday's video where we talked about Miss Wanda and, the blackout and that sort of thing. As I told you guys, I'm still watching because I'm supporting. But I do think that there would be, I think after this season's reunion, I would be okay if they took a bit of a break, maybe for like a couple of months. If the season is going to end in December with the reunion airing in December, I would probably bring the show back in maybe like May. And I would probably just do maybe like 15 to maybe, 15 to 16 episodes for the next season. Because I think that sometimes people need to miss a show. And sometimes we need to allow life to be lived and to see then how things have progressed. And so once we've had a little bit of an opportunity to really miss it, because Love and Marriage Huntsville has been on for just it almost feels like most of the year at this point. That ain't a bad thing, but I think that would give people an opportunity to again live some life, have some things happen and occur, and then we can pick up at a point where things are just a little bit different, and so the narrative can shift just a little bit. Or do you guys think that we should just go straight back into it? I know that with a different network altogether, but with Beverly Hills, there was talk of like the cast needing a break, everyone wanting a break after this past season, and the cast waiting until about January, I think, at the end of January to start filming again. And personally, I was like, nah, let's bring it on back right now. because I did feel like things were at such a frenzy. I would have been interested to see how the ladies handled moving forward after all of the chaos. Lisa Rinna would have a lot to answer for, and it would have been nice to have been able to see how she maneuvered in that situation. Will she get her reckoning? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, I'll be, checking in those comments and whatnot throughout the evening and tomorrow as well. So I can't wait to hear what you guys think. With this being said, I will catch you guys in the next video.